And I think that's the great thing that I'm enjoying about this interview and with Radio City, that there's a man who's asking me questions about motherhood.
Yeah.
People assume that, you're going to stop having dreams just because you became a mother. She will kind of come in, and now I saw, like, I just gave her the mic and she knows what I'm doing. So she
Acha.
has an idea that, my mother's a singer.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a special hi to all the freedom lovers and music lovers. This is Mahi from Radio City 91.1. And as you guys are aware, we know we have the artist of the month, none other than Aabha. That is what we tend to say in Canada. When we see something beautiful, we also have equally beautiful, a beautiful lady with us. She's, just to give you a small description about what she's all about, she's a songwriter, she's a composer, she is a fabulous singer. I've been following her from a couple of years as well. And with respect to this, all the folk lovers out there, she is in a lot of folk stuffs and folk fusions, guzzles and Bollywood folk. I have with me none other than Aabha Hanjura. Hey Aabha, what's up? And welcome to 91.1 Radio City.
Hi Mahi, such a sweet introduction first of all. So thank you so much. Full khushi hai in Kannada.
The introduction was really sweet is what you said, but I have to tell you, your music is equally sweet and we love having your music.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mahi. So sweet of you. Thanks.
Abba, first of all, congratulations here on the new motherhood stuff what you're having. Congratulations, hearty congratulations to you.
Thank you so
How does
much.
it make you feel, yaar? How does it make you feel?
Oh God, it's like a whirlwind of emotions. I think what everybody talks about is like, motherhood is life changing, and it can really make you different. I have actually experienced that. I also felt that it is not just the emotional thing that a woman goes through while becoming. It's a metamorphosis of the body and the mind.
Yeah.
And I have felt that I have really turned into a 2.0 version of myself then, and that has a lot of things. You lose patience for some of the stupid things you used to worry about earlier, because now your focus is so narrow. Like, I feel like in my 24 hours I'm trying to make things happen that have to get done in 48 hours. So
Acha.
I'm in a super planning mode always. I'm always sticking to routines, which is something that I've never done in my life before. I was not the routine person. I was not the person who's timed, okay, what time is somebody going to eat, to what time will I eat, to what time will be playtime to bedtime. Now my life revolves around my daughter's routine, and I made sure that, and I realized that, oh my God, that makes me so much more efficient. I think I used to waste a lot of time before. Which I don't do now.
माँ एक ऐसा समा है जो किसी को भी responsible बना देता है ना?
बिल्कुल सही बात.
Congratulations, hearty congratulations to you once again. And with respect to motherhood, you might have heard a couple of questions from various other medias and various other mediums as well. So what is that one question which bothers you a lot? Like, very frequently asked annoying question with respect to motherhood.
That people assume that, you're going to stop having dreams just because you became a mother.
Absolutely.
Or that your life now only has to revolve around your child. Now it's very true that when you give birth and you taken the responsibility of bringing a new life into this world, yes, they are your responsibility. But I believe that besides that, you also owe a big responsibility to yourself.
Yeah.
The bigger responsibility to yourself being that if you are not able to justify to this person eventually that why don't you have the drive that that you had before you had me, so this person is never going to respect you.
Acha.
What I have realized that I have learned so much from my parents by watching them work very hard through the time that I was a kid. I never had a very easy childhood, with a mom who was always around. She was working. She was a working woman, and
Yeah.
she was also not well. She had so many challenges, but I think most of what I am today is because I learned to really I saw very indirectly my parents working very hard, and I thought that this is how you're supposed to be. So I inculcated, hard work, work ethic, all of that, I think very indirectly. And I want to set that example for my daughter as well, just because I want her to know that I never gave up on my dreams just because, I became a mom, and I think because she's a woman too, she's going to have a journey of her own, a life of her own, whatever she can chooses to do as she grows, whether she wants to get married, have kids, or not have kids, or not get married, whatever that she wants to do. You have to be at the center of your life, and you have to take that agency as a person. And
Mm-hmm.
this motherhood has made me realize even more fiercely, because people just automatically assume. In fact, I had some really strange conversations after I had a baby, and I was to, of course there's a time that you give just to the child, and that much time in the beginning, it's so over extremely dependent on only the mother. So people automatically assume that, okay, you know what, maybe she's not going to continue with her career now. They used to say very, acha aapne kab se music nahi kiya.
Acha.
And halaki I had, while I was pregnant only, I was shooting this EP, recording these songs. While I had her, I eventually went on to stage and did my first concert and all of
Oh,
that.
wow.
It's not that motherhood stops you from anything. It only, but people just have this kind of an assumption. First of all, I feel that again, this has to be a mother's decision.
Yeah.
Some women, if they choose
Mm-hmm.
that, because it's a lot. Let me just tell you that in what I now realize, that what I used to do in so much time, I have to do like 100x of that. I'm now I find myself on the phone ordering things for her all the time. I have to take care of how she's going to be, what
Okay.
her upbringing will be like, what she will eat, so another person's entire life is dependent on you. Plus, you have your own dreams. Plus, you have to take care of your health. Plus, you have to take care of your mental well-being. It's a lot. So yes, some people, if they choose not to work, some women, it's their choice too, and that should be respected as well, I
Amma,
feel.
with the zeal what you have, I can assure you one thing. Tomorrow, one day when you'll be a star, Sitara will be a proud daughter to watch that star.
How sweet.
है
Thank
ना?
you so much.
And you also quoted one instance where you said you were pregnant when you were working for one of your musical album or a song.
Yeah.
So this reminds me of one of the historical stories.
Oh.
More of a philosophical story.
हाँ.
जहाँ पे आपने सुना होगा हिरण्यकशिपु,
हाँ
उनके
हाँ
जो बेटे रहते हैं प्रहलाद.
हाँ हाँ.
Before birth, he used to listen to all those Vishnu mantras.
अच्छा.
And then when he was born, that was always in him.
हाँ.
So it reminded me of that. You're
Right,
working with music,
absolutely.
and you have your daughter. She comes all the way, and bang, she's a rock star.
Oh yeah, we should listen. Whenever she is like, if I'm recording at home also,
Acha.
she will kind of come in, and now I saw, like, I just gave her the mic and she knows what I'm doing, so she
Acha.
has an idea that, my mother's a singer. I think I used to sing a lot when I was pregnant anyway, and of course I was recording. I remember one time, I had like, with after a certain time, you can't breathe as well,
Mhm.
once you're pregnant. Your
Acha.
breathing gets, majorly affected eventually, like
Mm.
as you get heavier and, so much to carry. But I think in my last trimester also, I recorded a song, and I was very nervous that, oh my God, will I be able to deliver this as well,
Okay.
like, but my engineer told me, you don't worry, you just come, this is like a beautiful phase, you will definitely, kill it, so don't worry about it. But I realized that my pregnant voice was very different and very nicer, and because I had this in my mind, I wanted to make sure I do a great job. It all went really well. I think she also supported me at that time. She didn't move too much during the recording from my tummy.
I think Sahiba was the song.
Yeah, I think Sahibo is no, Sahibo had recorded much before. This was another song that will come out
Acha.
in some time. But
Great.
I when I was shooting the music videos, I was pregnant. I think we were, we had a lot of, we actually had a great time. Actually, I felt like I was reclaiming a bit of myself also, because the pandemic put a stop to a lot of the work that all artists were doing, right?
Mhm.
So before COVID hit, we were on the whole, I was on an India tour. We played to 10,000 fans across the country,
Amazing.
and all major festivals. We were headlining Jaipur Literature Festival, LLDC Folk Festival. We were everywhere, and then suddenly, COVID hit, and I remember I was with my manager in Bombay, and fat. By the time we reached from point A to point B, some 10 shows got cancelled,
Acha.
and we were like, "What just happened?" So the COVID was really hard. Pandemic was hard for all artists, I think, and I was pregnant after that, during the pandemic. So then I was very, like, when I was recording this album and when I was shooting, I used to feel like, connected to myself, because, as an artist, you thrive on stage, doing music is what keeps you alive. So I was very happy that I did this album during that period.
Seriously, Araba, mother is a strength in her itself. The 9 months of pain what she bears, but she doesn't fail,
Yeah.
to share the love.
Yeah,
All love.
because imagine 9 months, and I know this. I'll tell you this incident. I had so of course I had a difficult last trimester, and I was so focused on just giving birth at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay, I should have a safe delivery. I should just be able to deliver. I wanted to have a natural birth, so I was focused on that, and that itself is a big process, and it's hard and it's tough. And I'm so happy that I'm having this conversation with a man. It's not a woman to
True,
woman
true, true,
conversation,
true.
right? Because it's very important, and I think that's the great thing that I'm enjoying about this interview and with Radio City, that there's a man who's asking me questions about
Yeah,
motherhood.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's fabulous. So first of all, let me compliment you on that.
Thank you, Mahi. Means a
And
lot.
because these are not conversations to be had with women in a same room, and because women know these problems, these
Yeah,
have to be spoken with men. So I'm really glad we're doing this, Mahi.
yeah.
Then secondly, so once I was focused that okay, I just have to have so there was, my labor took time, that I had a natural birth. It was very painful, that it is very painful to
Mm-hmm.
give birth. So I was like, okay, now the birth is done, now I'm done. You feel like you're just done. You did the job. You got the
Yeah.
baby out. And in 2 minutes they got the baby, and they were like, now you have to feed this baby, and she's hungry.
Oh my God.
So I was like, oh God, I have to get up and be a mother now. So you're not really like 9 months and all of that labor and all of that pain. It's not like, okay, bacha ho gaya, and now you're done. Now you have to go get up and be the mother, and it is so quick. So in a flash, you turn into this person that you were not before. And that's a huge change. You're feeding into the nights, your nights are long, you're alone, everybody else is sleeping while only you're awake. These are very difficult times. So I went through all of that emotional turmoil, and I speak about this very openly.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I think most women don't feel seen. You feel like, oh my God, am I the only one who's feeling this way? Of course, I'm so happy. My heart is bursting with love. I'm feeling so happy that I have this child. But there is also this feeling which is so emotionally difficult for women. And I think sadly, from so many generations, nobody ever spoke about it.
Yeah.
So women carry a lot of that trauma with them, and they pass it on to other generations unknowingly. So hopefully more emotional support for women. That's what I would want from hoping that this is a message that people get on Mother's Day, that mothers have to be supported physically, emotionally as well.
With all the positive proceedings we're having in the society, I really hope this comes true, whatever you just said.
Right, absolutely, Mahi. It will. Conversations are a start.
Any fine tips to the new mothers out there who are listening or watching this video right away?
Just know that it gets better. I just hope that this is something that people would have told me when I was going through this emotional turmoil, and I was like, oh my God, what has come out of how will I do this? You feel so overwhelmed because it's so much to do. Like you feel like, am I going to be good enough?
Mm-hmm.
You question yourself also. Will I be a good mom? Will I be the right kind of, because am I a good person to be the mother that you should be to this child? Every mother is great in every way, I feel. No mother, no matter what she's doing, she's breastfeeding or not, she's giving formula feed or not, she's the one who actually change kids diapers, not yes, that nanny, no nanny, help, no help. All moms, I feel, are great moms. So mothers should firstly stop second guessing themselves. They should know that they are the best for their child. They made this human being. That's great.
Yeah.
That's first of all the best thing that you've already done. So give yourself credit. Don't overthink motherhood and pressure. Don't take pressure. Don't compare yourself to other mums, and don't compare your child to other children. And I know it's hard, but sometimes try to enjoy the little moments in the beginning, because they just go so fast. And then you'll be waiting for that time when the child could sit in one place, and you'll just be looking at them, because you'll keep missing those little moments as they keep going. And if possible, try to take care of your emotional health, and very very important to keep take some time for your own self, so that you don't feel lost. And that it could include going back to work,
Mm-hmm.
which could help, which did in a lot of cases. For me also, it helped.
Things might not be normal, but just keep it normal is what you said in simpler words, right?
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.